The Insidious franchise, much like the spine-chilling The Conjuring series, has solidified the reputation of director and screenwriter duo James Wan and Leigh Whannell beyond its scares. Insidious has helped shape the trajectory of 21st century horror, making the genre more appealing to a wider audience. We've already dropped 2 videos breaking down the events of The Conjuring and its spin-offs, so it'd be unfair to skip Insidious. This video will touch on major plot points from all 4 Insidious films, so consider this a spoiler warning. Proceed at your own risk. Launched in 2013, Insidious raked in massive profits for Blumhouse Productions. So it's no surprise they kept investing in sequels, with Elise's death and Josh's body being possessed by the bride in black spirit. Insidious opened a Pandora's box of possibilities for future films. Each installment has woven a tight narrative thread, especially through stories tied to psychic medium Elise, instead of recapping every plot beat. This video will compile details on all the franchise's villains and arrange key events in chronological order, starting with Elise's childhood, to give you a clear overview of the Insidious universe's timeline. Before diving into the main events across the 4 films, let's unpack the eerie realm where the series' villains lurk, named by Elise. The Further is a shadowy dimension housing malevolent spirits, angels, and demons. It's neither hell nor heaven, but a way station where souls linger before reaching their final destination. The mix of good and evil spirits makes it a treacherous place for any living person who stumbles in, since it's a domain for the dead. Only specific living individuals, known as astral travelers, like Elise or Dalton, can access it by separating their souls from their bodies. This leaves their empty vessels vulnerable to possession by restless spirits, craving a second chance at life. Though soul and body are tightly linked, prolonged separation weakens this bond, leading to dire consequences. The Further isn't lawless. Its most powerful inhabitants are demons with unique abilities. The most formidable is the red-faced demon, whose strength surpasses even that of a healthy living man like Josh. Unlike most Further entities, which can only harm the living through fear, the red-faced demon can overpower them physically. Its ambition to invade the human world and wreak havoc makes it especially dangerous, requiring a living host to achieve its goals. Unfortunately for the Lambert family, Dalton becomes its prime target, as seen in the first film. Beyond the red-faced demon, the Further harbors other terrors, like the Bride in Black, Keyface, and the Man Who Can't Breathe, entities that may have once been human or were born in the Further. They share a ruthless drive to harm others for survival. Each has distinct motives. Keyface and the red-faced demon seek human hosts to cause chaos, while the Man Who Can't Breathe aims to trap victims' souls as pets. These beings can't cross into the human world alone. They rely on astral travelers to open red doors, gateways only travelers can unlock. This explains why Keyface and the red-faced demon target Elise and Dalton so relentlessly. But a single misstep by a traveler can unleash catastrophic consequences, as Elise's actions inadvertently allow Keyface to kill her mother and leave the Lambert family vulnerable to the red-faced demon. Elise's mistakes are forgivable given her heroic deeds for the Lamberts and countless others. Gifted with the ability to see spirits from a young age, Elise saw more ghosts than living people, a talent that baffled adults, especially her father, Gerald Rainier, a gruff, conservative prison warden in Five Keys, New Mexico. Gerald dismissed Elise's claims, often punishing her harshly. One night, Elise's vision of a ghost in a closet terrified her brother Christian, pushing Gerald to lock her in the basement. This isolation gave Keyface, a lanky, disfigured entity with key-shaped fingers, a rare chance to target Elise's unique abilities. Keyface thrives on negative energy, manipulating people into hateful acts to feed its power. It turned Gerald from a stern father into a monster, compelling him to kidnap and murder women, hiding their remains in the house's ventilation system. By age 16, Elise helped a kidnapped woman escape, but her visions blurred the line between the living and the dead, leading to another clash with Gerald. Fed up, she fought back and fled, never returning, leaving New Mexico. Elise vowed to use her powers to help those plagued by supernatural forces. Her battles against the Further's evil spirits made her a target, particularly for the Bride in Black. In 1986, Elise first aided the Lamberts, as Josh, like her, could astral travel in his sleep, attracting spirits like the Bride in Black. This entity, obsessed with possessing Josh, appeared in photos taken by his mother, Lorraine, to protect Josh. Elise erased his memories, blocking his abilities. Elise's life seemed fulfilled until her husband's suicide from depression. Desperate to find his spirit, she ventured into the Further, where the Bride in Black threatened her life, forcing Elise to swear off her powers. But who was this Bride in Black-born Parker Crane? A boy forced by his deranged mother, Michelle, to live as a girl. Parker's tortured upbringing led him to become a serial killer targeting women. Hospitalized where Lorraine worked, Parker met Josh, then killed himself to enter the Further, hoping to possess Josh's body. After Elise's 1986 exorcism thwarted him, Parker's spirit harbored a grudge, stalking her for years. Despite her fear, Elise's compassion drove her to save Quinn Brenner, a teen girl who, missing her late mother, used a Ouija board, unwittingly inviting evil spirits. Quinn's pleas drew Elise back into action, though the Bride in Black nearly killed her. With help from Carl, a former ally, Elise realized her strength as a living traveler in the Further. Quinn was haunted by the man who can't breathe, a Further entity from a sinister building, intent on collecting souls as pets. This spirit caused Quinn's near-fatal accidents, pulling her soul closer to its grasp. Elise, joined by paranormal investigators, Specs and Tucker, ventured into the Further, defeating the Bride in Black and outsmarting the man who can't breathe by summoning Quinn's mother's spirit to save her. Quinn's family grew closer, and Elise, Specs, and Tucker became a tight-knit team. In 2010, Elise returned to her childhood home to help Ted Garza, a man tormented by a female ghost, spending his savings on the house. Ted had no choice but to seek Elise's aid, facing Keyface again. Elise reunited with her estranged brother Christian and met her nieces, Melissa and Imogen, the latter inheriting her astral traveling gift. Christian resented Elise for leaving him with their abusive father, but the reunion allowed Elise to bond with her nieces. Investigating, Elise uncovered a nurse held captive by Ted, who, like Gerald, was manipulated by Keyface. Specs subdued Ted, but Christian's return to retrieve a childhood whistle led to Melissa's soul being stolen by Keyface. Elise, Imogen, and their team confronted Keyface, who imprisoned Elise's soul, feeding on her anger toward Gerald. Elise resisted, and her mother's spirit intervened, freeing her. Elise rescued her nieces, but accidentally opened a red door at the Lamberts' home, allowing the red-faced demon to target Dalton after his fall. Later, a nightmare about the demon prompted a call from Lorraine, pulling Elise back to save the Lamberts. Before Lorraine's call, Josh and Renai faced eerie phenomena since Dalton's accident. Strange noises, Renee's attack by a ghost, and Lorraine's vision of the red-faced demon claiming Dalton. Desperate, Lorraine summoned Elise, who identified the demon's plan to possess Dalton. Initially skeptical, Josh relented after seeing Dalton's drawing of the demon. A seance went awry when another spirit possessed Dalton's body, but Elise expelled it. Reviewing footage revealed the red-faced demon's presence, prompting Lorraine to reveal Josh's own astral traveling past and his haunting by the Bride in Black. Josh used his powers to enter the Further, facing dangers but finding the red door to the demon's lair. Though outmatched, he rescued Dalton, who returned to his body. Josh confronted Parker Crane's spirit, but was possessed by the Bride in Black, who then killed Elise. Parker's possession weakened Josh's body, arousing Renee's suspicions. Lorraine, Carl, Specs, and Tucker contacted Elise's spirit, uncovering Parker's tragic past at the Lamberts' home. Parker overpowered Specs and Tucker, trapping Carl in the further there. Carl and Elise guided Josh back to his body via a childhood memory, while Dalton bravely entered the further to save his father. Josh and Elise destroyed Parker's spirit, freeing Josh, but Elise remained in the further, later guiding Specs and Tucker in future cases. Per actor-director Patrick Wilson. Insidious 5 Hour will be a sequel to Part 2 set 15 years later, focusing on the Lamberts. Dalton, now a young man, heads to college, but past choices haunt the family, with Leigh Whannell crafting the story. Fans can expect another thrilling chapter in the Insidious universe. That wraps up our video. We hope this deep dive into the Insidious series has given you a clear picture of its villains, timeline, and origins. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye!